Tizo, I'm sorry. Tizo. You find Tizo there in the black wagon, looking rather more despondent than usual.
Aww.
When you attempt to reach out to him, he barely acknowledges you. Tizo, I'm sorry.
Call.
Tizo indicates that he wishes to be left alone right now. You almost run into Faye as you turn to leave.
May I discolor?
Oh, I'm sorry, mister. I was just wanting to come check on little Tizo there. I think maybe he's taken ill or something. On further inspection, it occurs to you that Faye is perhaps not off the mark, and that Tizo is unwell for some reason.
Si tempi vilia.
Come on, Tizo, you're gonna be alright. You might be the smallest one of us, but I think you're the toughest. Though, Miss Jodariel, she was the toughest one of all, wasn't she? I so miss her sometimes. Tizo appreciates the kind words, but still wishes to be left alone at this time. Oh, don't be silly, Tizo. Tizo, you know I won't be doing that, don't you? Faye turns to you for a moment, lowering her voice. Mister, I think Tizo would like a little bit of privacy if you don't mind, though I don't mean to be rude. It's just Tizo, well, I told him not to eat something. There was this, well, I think it was a mushroom maybe, growing in the corner over there. So I see Tizo sniffing at it, and he's always hungry, and usually I try and feed him, but this time I told him no. Because I know my mushrooms, and whatever that was, I think it was a mushroom, but it wasn't one I know. Well, Tizo ate it anyways. Tizo corroborates Faye's recollection of what happened. So, anyways, I think that he is going to maybe, well, cough it up, I guess. I think maybe any moment now. Because when I ate things I thought were mushrooms around here, I coughed them up as well. They made me rather sick, kind of like Tizo over there. I hope that I am not being inappropriate because it's not polite, maybe? Oh, come to think of it, Tizo, why don't we go outside? Because then I won't have to clean up after you, like the last time when you ate something I said maybe you shouldn't, remember? Damn it, Tizo. Tizo indicates he remembers full well and regrets not heeding Faye's food-related counsel. Oh, don't worry, silly. If you've taken ill, then I think you're going to be fine. Once you have a little walk outside with me. Because you're very tough. Tizo is beginning to look better already.
Leave it here.
You're my best friend, Tizo. I won't let anything bad happen to you. Or at least I'll try, okay? I don't think anyone can stop you from eating things, though. Then she snatches Tizo up in her arms and whisks him out of the wagon with her. You hear her call back to you over her shoulder. Bye, mister. I'll make sure that Tizo is alright. I promise, okay? Although the prospect of Faye administering medical assistance normally would give you pause, Tizo seems to accompany her willingly enough. The two have shared a rather close bond since Faye first made contact with the group. For someone like her, who has lived alone for so long, the friendship must be vital. And as for Tizo, he must be impressed that a non-native of the downside seems to know her way around food safety even better than he. Oh, what? Oh, I got food. Ah, okay. There is now no time to return to Moonlight Alcove as before, as the stars already urged you on. Everyone is ready to make haste for the Hulkivores. Yeah, Tizo's being a little scamp, eating random mushrooms he finds. Fulford approaches you as you fly above his hidden lair at the Moonlight Alcove. You cannot help but wonder if you shall ever return there. Our dear alcove, I have asked my agents to break down the place. It soon shall be gone, if it isn't already. We shall not be returning. We've not the time to do so anyways, and with Orlik back among the living now, and no longer fond of me, I dare not think what he would do with it. Unfortunately, hiding places are of little value once they're found. Once all is over, those of us who do not manage to return, we shall have to find another place to live. To try to live, at least. The lone minstrel suggests that the sport of fishing may help pass the time as you drift among the spiraling waters of Ragged Rock. Here it seems the fish are one step ahead of you. Perhaps if you keep at it, they will let down their guard, or perhaps they shall not. Keep at it. Rather than relent, you redouble your efforts against the fish. Hours pass. At last, your patience is rewarded, and handsomely, as you fling a rather large specimen up from out of the depths and into your care. Lesser Shambler. Damn, 92 soul. Reader 1, Fish 0. Fuck yeah. See, you can't just give up on fishing. That's not how fishing works. You just gotta sit there mind-numbingly until it finally happens. Not getting outsmarted by some dumb fish. Halt, everyone. I beg you please forgive my rudeness here. The black wagon has shuddered to a stop en route to the hug of oars. There is some commotion as the lone minstrel motions for everyone to be still. Someone is there, along our path ahead. He points into the distance. However, when you scan the horizon, everything is still. You see no sign of whomever the lone minstrel referred to. Still, he indicates caution. Strange, I do not believe I was mistaken. A tense moment passes, then another. Then the lone minstrel tenses up. Our guest. He is there. You look towards where he signals, then at last, you see the sign of his concern. There is no mistaking who it is. Oralek stands there, near motionless, atop some forgotten rock jutting from the murky waters a far distance away. He stands directly on the path of your black wagon. Yet, he shows no sign of acknowledging the wagon's presence. He appears only to be waiting for something, likely for you all. The lone minstrel gets your attention quietly. Reader, what do your senses tell you at this time? Oralek may have come with ill intent. Let's press forward. There is no need to give in to Oralek's threats. He can declare his intentions or get out of the way. He cannot stand against you all. Very well, let us press forward then. You give the signal for the drive imps to start the wagon and move full speed ahead. But just as you reach the point where Oralek once stood, it seems our guest has already departed. Let us remain watchful as we proceed on course. Indeed, Oralek is nowhere to be found now. The unnerving encounter causes everyone to fall silent for the remainder of the trip. Your wagon finally arrives at the Hook of Oars, where still there is no sign of Oralek, or your next adversaries for that matter. Your companions organize a quick search about the premises, leaving you to watch the wagon until the race commencement. Oh hey you guys, you know, Dad here, he don't like talking much, but don't get weirded out by that or anything, because I think he likes you. Especially if you keep buying stuff, haha. What is this? That's like the ability of the sap goats. Must be our lucky day here, or I don't know what did. Something is wrong. Someone is here, alone with you. What's up, buddy? Oralek seems to be examining various objects in the wagon. Whether he has noticed you, you cannot tell. What he is doing here and how he got unnoticed, you cannot imagine. I was gonna say, he's a pretty big dude, so I'm not sure how we got in here without anyone noticing. You watch him go about whatever he's doing, examining all sorts of things that you and your fellow exiles gathered on the journey. He shakes his head. All of these trinkets. This wagon, it is most different now. Welcoming, and yet I am unwelcome here, it seems. In my own wagon. He directs his gaze at you, acknowledging your presence for the first time. You, a mere shadow. Tell me something. Who are you to them? You tell Oralek that you have traveled all across the downside with this group, and count them as your trusted friends. It is a different group now than in his day. A friend, is it? Beware then, for the Nightwings do not always treat their friends with all due charity. Relay to them a message for me, Shadow. Tell them I shall have my night. He strides right past you towards the door, but then turns to you again once more. I shall have my night. Then Oralek is gone. Several of your companions return as you exit the wagon. You explain what happened. However, none of them saw Oralek. Most concerning, reader, though I am thankful you are well. Oralek, he always was a peaceful individual, and yet his disposition is much different now. Perhaps we had best inspect the wagon for any signs of tampering in light of these events. You and the others conduct an exhaustive search, and in and around the Black Wagon for any signs of objects missing or tampered with, as well as signs of damage or foul play. The search yields nothing. No one finds any sign that anything was moved or tampered with. Even the drive imps seem calm. The incident leaves you questioning your own recollection of what happened. You try to clear your mind, for the rite is now soon to commence. As the sky begins to darken over the hulk of wars, you see one of your adversaries clad in the colors of the Fae step forward. Where is Faye? She arrives on cue. Oh, hi Elmer, hello. Father asked me to salute you and the Nightwing, so here I am then. Consider yourself saluted. Oh, okay, and may the scribes watch over you and Mr. Oldheart. They shall do no such thing. Know that I am only doing this to ease Father's worries, such as I can. But when night falls, you are my adversaries, nothing more. He walks away, even as the darkness grows and the stars begin to shine. Alright, so many rude people.
The infamous Raider returns, along with his remaining retinue of miscreants. Too bad you failed to rid yourself of yet another one last time. Your adversaries, the Fate. As with you, they must be very desperate for their freedom. They shall not make it any easier from here.
Hail once again, O Nightwings. My son Elmer tells me you have treated him most graciously. For that, I am most grateful. Father, I said no such thing. But, as we all know each other well now, I suggest that we dispense with further interactions for the time. We must not let our hearts take sway when we are here to honor the scribes. Faye listens intently to all this, then... Oh, you are right, Mr. Oldheart. I never thought of it that way, but you are right. Elmer, when all this is over, someday not too long from now, and the scribes are satisfied that we have served them well, then will you be my friend? I don't know. Okay, I know you meant that too. Until then, may the scribes protect us all. May the scribes protect us all. I'm back. Sorry I'm late. I'm ready now to do my part, however I can.
Who shall besmirch the Nightwing's name? go.
Shut up, boys. I'm thinking.
Volfred.
Telos.
Sir Gilman. If that is all, then.
Okay, I'm ready for them. Let us stand together now, my son. Always, father. I am ready.
Gracious. Somebody get the orb. The Night Wings are the first to strike. Oh, poor old Dalbert. Oof. Oh. The orb. Absolution.
There's a lot of potato women there from both sides.
Quite a close call there, no? Their flame has died a little.
Impressively conducted at this point on Night Wings. Yet while our pyre burns, we still shall strive. What the fuck was that?
Verily,
Yeah, it gets really confused by the obstacles.
positively most foul. Shame.
I hate that she can't dash over fucking obstacles like that. It's a hole in the ground. You have to fly over it. You can't just dash over it. It's weird.
Oh. Thoroughly banished. Magnificent. What's more like that when we are finished here? Away with them. And it is done. The Night Wings prevail. They hardly deserved it, though, if you ask me.
God, you're such a dick. Shut
The
up.
right
No one
is
cares about you.
complete.
It seems that this was not to be our night, Elmer. Yet, praise be to the scribes for granting us the opportunity at all.
Bask now in the wisdom of the scribes. next right, if there even is to be another one.
Back at the Black Wagon, you find the Lone Minstrel examining your fellow exiles after they bested the fate in a solid performance. It is plain to you that none of them look well. The Lone Minstrel notices you there and turns to you. Reader, the faster turning of the cycle of the rites has put a strain on everyone. We have multiple cases of banishment sickness this time. It is fortunate that your other companions are available to conduct the coming rites because I fear that this group here requires rest. You bid roll for a swift recovery as he nods weakly in response. You exchange a look with Pamitha, who seems exhausted after the last rite. As for Sir Gilman, it is clear to you he wishes to be left alone right now. See, I used the worm guy once. One rite. And he's sick. See? You leave the Lone Minstrel to look after them and turn your attention to the stars that remain shining in the dark outside. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. That's not how that works. You get banishment sickness from too much banishment, not from too little. One more right. Until the next liberation rite. Looks like we're playing the Fate again, probably. Let's play the Timbers. Again, we are to face the demon Ignarius and his brutes the Tempers. He is living proof of how the rites favor raw strength of will and body. Wolford then offers you such details as he knows of your next adversary. Ignarius, a longtime resident of the Downside, has evidenced by his appearance the strongest of the Tempers. He has waited years to earn his freedom. Born to a middling Commonwealth family, he got into trouble early and often, but found his calling in the Commonwealth's not entirely legal red light district. There he took many jobs, most involving his sheer size. Most notably, he was a bouncer at Starry 8, infamous tavern, where he came to symbolize its reputation. One day, a particularly belligerent guest got under his skin, so he gave him a tremendous thrashing. The club clientele all gave a cheer. However, this guest turned out to be a wealthy chamberlain, who then exploited his connections to have Ignarius arrested and then exiled. This was 14 years ago. In the Downside, Ignarius dropped his given name, as is sometimes the custom, and survived alone through his tenacity and strength. In time, he drew the notice of the Tempers, who revealed to him the rites, recruited him into their ranks, and let him work his way up. Now at last, it is his turn. Ignarius struggles to return to a place that wants nothing to do with somebody like him. He should never have been exiled. Anyway, my boy, I'm off to rest. You wish a good night to Wolford. Your travels shall continue in first light.